Hello and welcome to Barrier to Entry, the only podcast where three jerks watch TV. My name is Noah.
I'm Sebastian.
And I'm Bobby.
And we're back after, for the listeners, not that long, and actually for Sebastian and Bobby, also not that long. For me, it feels like it's been an eternity. There have been so many issues with producing this podcast in the last couple weeks that I can't get into because of like community guidelines and all these things. But we're here. We are still committed to finishing this show, and the show that we're finishing is Shojin Sentai Jetman. This week we watched episodes 13 and 14 out of 51. We are...
Almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Right, we're right at the finish line.
Yo, like, this feels like a 5K right now. It's like, you've only hit 1K. It's like, what?
Yeah, before we get into it, you guys have anything you want to say?
I don't think so.
Let's just go straight to the recap. Episode 13, Maze of Love. This week we had a two-parter, which was kind of nice. It's nice when the two-parter actually lines up with the episode production.
Yeah.
And we don't have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So at the base, the Jetmen are celebrating Ryu's 26th birthday, and Akko makes a big deal of like Kaori made all the food for the birthday. It did not look good.
Looks bad. Looks not good at all. Looks
maybe it's because we're Americans. Maybe it's because like it's the cameras. Something about this didn't look good.
Yeah,
It
like, it
very
wasn't like
plastic.
the worst. Yeah, like it wasn't the worst, but there was something off about it.
It
like,
looked like TV show
kind of
food.
fake.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looked like commercial food. Like where they,
Yeah.
you know, how they smear it with like Vaseline or whatever to make it
Yeah.
look shiny.
Yep. But I guess in the fiction, Ryu said it was good. And then Guy's all like, he's all angry that Kaori is like fond of Ryu. Meanwhile, cut to some feet. Just cut to some tooters out.
Yeah, straight
Like,
dogs.
like no warning, just
No.
toes on the screen.
the camera like pans up, and it's a photo shoot for this woman in a bathing suit. And then she gets shot with the camera, and she mysteriously disappears into another dimension.
Oh.
Vyram plot. The Vyram have Maria in particular has created this camera monster that traps people in a photo album by taking photos of them.
Yeah.
This is a good plot for an episode on this show.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. This power.
Yeah.
Most of them are just like they are basically the same thing with a little bit of themed weaponry.
Yeah.
But and
This
most of the
design is
time,
good too.
most of the time, the themed weaponry doesn't even come out till they become big. But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
time, it's like all throughout they are all
Yeah.
throughout.
I think
it's
they've
themed
gotten
well.
They're getting better. Like I think about like the best monsters on this show, and I think about obviously the noodle monster, right?
Bro.
Which was like
Goat.
so ridiculous that it just had
Yeah.
to work.
Mhm.
But then
Mhm.
also like even just the bus from last week, where
Yeah, that was fun.
you know it's this monster that like had a different kind of plan, and like because of what it was, you could incorporate it in some interesting
Yeah.
ways. So I think they're slowly getting better.
Mhm.
The design for him is really good too. It reminded me of like the faucet dimension or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good design.
So at Kaori's house, her butler is like walks in on her as she's like knitting this red vest, and he's like, "Oh, I can help you," and she's like, "No, I want it to be homemade. It's gonna look great on Ryu." And then at Guy's normal bar, Guy is playing pool, and Ryu orders once again hot milk.
Yeah.
Boiling
This
milk.
can't be this can't be your standby, bro. Like, I'm
Mhm,
sorry.
yeah.
Like,
And we
this can't
finally
be
get
your-
a camera shot of it too. And it looks
Oh.
disgusting.
We were talking about that, and I was like, well, clearly the reason why they're doing it is because it's like Guy is the bad guy, a bad boy,
Right.
and Ryu is the goody two
The Boy
shoes.
Scout.
And you know, when you go to a bar and you don't drink, like I guess the thing is milk. But me and Noah were like, just get water. Like it
Just
doesn't
get
have to
water,
be-
like-
and also,
Mhm.
if you're gonna get the milk, why does it have to be specifically hot milk every time
Yeah,
you
there's-
go to a bar?
It's like there's several layers of
Yeah.
why this is weird. Like, it's just a weird character bit.
Like people are like, "Oh, ice and milk is weird," but now we have like hot milk. It's like, nah, dude.
I
Can
think
you
ice
just
and milk
microwave
is
that?
also weird.
Yeah,
Hang on, let's cycle back. Both
Yeah.
are weird.
they both
yeah.
are weird. I don't. I think like warm milk is a thing. Like people drink warm milk to like calm down.
Yeah, but not
right?
like hot milk.
But he orders hot milk. Like he
Hot
was.
milk.
And it's steaming too. Like
yeah,
it's
he
steaming.
He wants.
All right, you know what? hot milk lovers in the comments right now.
Next week, all
Get in
three of us
there.
will be trying hot milk on the podcast.
Dude,
It's
no,
it's very
would
funny.
die.
Noah's like, to our very small fan base, he's just hoping that there's one hot milk enjoyer.
statistically speaking, there probably is. So anyway, as Ryu digs into his hot milk, he's like, "Oh, Kaori, or not Kaori. What's his girl's name?
Rie.
Rie.
It's Rie.
There's too many characters on the show. Oh, Ryu, Rie, why did you have to die?" And he flashes back to like when they, I guess, first started dating. And, like he was chasing her around the park, and then he goes to sip his milk, and he flashes back to drinking milk while she was playing the piano and all these things. Anyway, meanwhile, in the Vyram dimension again, Gray, like they're all like studying Maria's plan, and Gray just starts plinking on the piano. And he doesn't know how to play, clearly, so he's just like one key at a time.
It doesn't matter though
playing
because he's tough.
It doesn't.
So
Yeah,
you know.
and then
He's
Tran
so
is like,
cool.
Tran is like, "You're a nerd robot for liking the piano." It's so
yeah,
great.
bro.
Like-
He's such a. He's actually he's the worst of the Vyram. Like the one dude, the like quote unquote like main dude, really has
Renegade?
any character. Yeah, he doesn't have any characterization really. But that's better than Tran, who's literally just a dick to everybody. Like,
Yeah,
just
Tran-
constantly.
Tren is just like that
In-
annoying little kid.
Yeah, in Tran's defense, I was gonna say he is 12, right? But like,
Yeah, I guess.
it's also really funny to be like to set up this like there's a guy and a girl, and then a little kid and a robot, and those are the bad guys, right? And like have this sort of like kind of funny, like almost familial dynamic, and then to
Yeah.
be like they all hate each other.
they're all at each other's throats. There's like a ranking system that they're all
Yes.
trying to get to the top, and they will literally allow the other people to die if it means that they get more
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. Gray's the
weird.
dog because he's got
It's a
that
weird
dog
thing.
in him.
Which, speaking of, like in this moment, not only did we get another mention of Rie this episode, but we also get to like we reintroduce the idea that the Vyram are in this competition to beat the Jetman so that they can take over the world. And so it's like we're finally drawing on all this continuity that we've built up over the last couple episodes.
Well,
Like,
it was really
really
like the
episode-
first. It was like the first few episodes where that
Yeah,
kind
the
of
first
stuff.
like 3 episodes were like Ryu has a girlfriend, she dies, the Jetman or the Vyram are in competition to beat the Jetman. That's like the
Mhm.
first like
yeah.
main story arc of the
And
show.
they kind
And
of
then it was just
ignored
like-
a lot of that for a while.
Yeah, it was just like,
Mhm.
like
You know what?
the last couple weeks. But now they're like, oh shoot, we forgot we have a plot. Like,
yeah, we have a plot that's like actually kind of interesting. You know, we
Yeah.
could draw on that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so then, Gray gets up to leave because he's upset, and Rie comes and she starts playing, or Maria. All right. I don't know for sure that Maria is Rie, but I'm going to use the names interchangeably because that's what the show is leading us to believe.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So if I slip up like that,
they definitely look the same. You know, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same actress.
Yeah.
They both
And-
play piano.
And I mean, yeah, Maria starts playing the piano. Like, the show clearly is laying down these clues that, like, something happened to Rie when she was sucked
Yeah.
into space.
Mhm.
And then Maria is here, right? Like,
It's the same song too that
Yeah.
Rie plays in the flashback.
but she starts playing it, like, perfectly, and Gray just, like, kind of stares at her.
it's like starstruck. Yeah,
True.
Yeah. And then
It's
the
dope.
camera dimension starts terrorizing Japan and, like, kidnapping a bunch of people.
Yep.
And then at the base, Kaori gives Ryu the red sweater she knitted, and he's like, in front of God and everybody, he's like, I don't want this, I cannot accept it. And he hands it back to her. And she, understandably,
So funny.
runs out upset,
yeah.
right? And then Guy is like, how dare you? Goes after Kaori. And Raita grabs Ryu by the jacket and is like, how could you do this? Like,
Yeah, he's like getting violent with him. It's like, okay, I don't
Yeah.
know if
Which-
it's that serious, but
I understand this show needs to be over dramatized to an extent because
Mhm.
it's a kid show, and something I'll talk about later probably is that it's also kind of a soap opera.
Mhm.
And so, like, obviously, like, there needs to be some dramatic tension and all these things. But, like, to just be, like, in front of the whole team, to be like, oh, no,
yeah.
I'm good. Like,
can't-
hand it back.
yeah.
It is weird. There's like, because that characterization is really weird for Ryu because it just feels like something he would never do. But it's also Raita's characterization here is weird too, because he's like
Yeah.
usually the like one of the nice guys and like kind of like a pushover. That's how they frame him, and then all of a sudden it's like his friend gets hurt in some way
Yeah,
from
it's
his other friend who he also likes, and he's like all of a sudden gonna throw hands for that. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
It's weird because, like, I think what they tried to communicate is that Ryu saw the injuries on Kaori's hands, and he's like, well, she's gonna end up like Rie if I get with her or whatever, if I
Right,
get too
because I
close
forgot to
to her.
mention when
Yeah.
Kaori can't really knit or crochet, so when she's like making the sweater, she punctures herself a bunch.
Yeah, she punctures herself. Even then, I don't, maybe it could have been in some other episodes, but I don't remember Ryu ever acting like that if it meant that, like, somebody might have been in danger if he got too close to them. I would need to, I'm not rewatching episodes, but
We're
I would
going back. We're all going back.
no, but I don't, it seems very odd. I think it's kind of out of character for him with very little character we got of him so far. So.
Yeah. So, Guy chases Kaori to an outdoor amphitheater, which for Power Rangers fans, this set is where Jason fights King Sphinx in episode 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then it's in a bunch of other like really random episodes throughout the years. But that's like the thing it's kind of known for. And I might need to put a content warning on this episode like ahead of time, but like so in this moment, Guy has chased Kaori down. He's like, why are you in love with Ryu? He doesn't care about you. You should be in love with me because I'm right here and I love you. And then he kisses her without permission. And then she like pushes him away and slaps him across the face.
These episodes
do we want to talk about this whole thing now, or do we want to do the whole recap and then
we can address it just a little bit and then talk about it a bunch in the recap? But like, Guy makes both of these episodes substantially worse. Like, he genuinely does.
He's like definitely been like the worst character in my opinion. And
yeah,
it sucks because
he's like
it sucks because he's it's a crazy stray. It sucks because he's like the secondary main character. Like he's clearly the next guy behind Ryu. So
and not only that, but Guy more than anybody, kind of because of who he is the one manufacturing like any semblance of plot between the Jetmen, right?
Yeah.
Like he's the driving force behind that, and we've talked before about how that's like important, even though we don't necessarily like the character. We like that there's an engine, sort of a story engine, in the show for that. I think our problem is, and we'll definitely talk about this in the review segments, and we'll let everybody have their own say. But I think the problem that we're all experiencing is the show's continuity has not shown us like why Guy cares about Kaori other than she wants to be with Ryu, and hasn't shown any moment where he's been particularly like nice or sweet or anything to her. Like he treats her the same way he treats any other girl that he's with.
Yeah.
Right. And so this moment, like, instead of feeling like
it's unearned,
it feels very unearned, and the slap is like the correct response, but it's like, can you imagine how much harder this would have hit if there was an episode where like Guy and Kaori went out and had their own little subplot, right? Like it's just
they built some sort of on-screen relationship, like
right.
Even like it feels like they don't even have a relationship that's like bad. You know what I mean? Like they don't even have like it's not like Kaori dislikes him or likes him. I feel like it just feels like they barely even interact with each other as characters outside of once every 3 episodes where Guy has to be like, I don't like Ryu because Kaori likes him and I like Kaori, and it's like there's nothing that tells us this,
And then also in this, like, okay, this might be a translation thing or like just a cultural thing, because I don't know, like we have very specific language in America, especially in the 2020s, where like on how we describe how we feel about somebody in a romantic way, right? Like there are like stages to it where you're like, oh, I like this person, and then I love this person, and then there's stuff in between. Guy in this episode and in the next one, like, is constantly saying he's in love with Kaori. It's like, I don't, it, like, might be a cultural thing, might be a translation thing, I don't know. But that doesn't feel like the situation that we're having.
No.
Really what it feels like is he's, like, has this unhealthy obsession with her. Like,
it feels
Right.
like it feels like either an unhealthy obsession or he's just only doing it to get at Ryu for whatever reason.
Right.
It's like he doesn't actually care about her. It's just because
Mhm.
he doesn't want Ryu and her to be together. But that doesn't make a ton of sense because Ryu doesn't even want her anymore,
Right.
as you could tell in this episode. Yet throughout this episode, and as we'll see in the next one, he's still acting really weird towards her.
Mhm.
So yeah.
anyway.
I'm just
So-
wondering how the Japanese moms felt about that clip. I'm just
I know they
wondering.
loved it, is
They
the
probably
thing.
loved
Like,
it. Yeah,
They
would
probably
love
loved
okay.
it.
Flip side of all this, right? Like, we'll talk about characterization and all this stuff as we give our reviews, but, like, flip side of the whole 2 episodes we just watched is this is high drama on this
Yeah.
show, right? Like
This is premium stuff for the Japanese.
yeah, there's a
moms.
lot happening. So anyway, Maria shows up with a bunch of the Vyram foot soldiers and the camera dimension, and they start fighting Guy and Cowrie. Guy grabs another one of the foot soldiers by the nuts. That's his one move. Bro has one move.
Mhm.
He is
And it's
just
to
like
grab
a
him by the
deviant,
nuts.
bro. He is just like everything about him. It's crazy.
Anyway, the fight is really good. I'm not going to recap the whole fight. The sword choreography, all this stuff on the show is incredible as always.
Mhm.
They get messed up. Particularly Guy gets
Bro,
like,
yeah.
his stuff rocked.
Mhm.
So then he finally calls the other 3. He's like, I need you to show up. By the way, neither of them transformed this whole fight
Nope.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But the 3 other Jetmen show up in their vehicles. So Akko's on her bike, Raita is in the truck, and Ryu's in the car, the little like buggy.
Yeah.
And okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the fight where Raita picks up the monster and throws him around?
Yeah.
No, I thought.
it's
Oh,
not.
no, it is this fight.
I
It
think
is
it's
this
the
fight.
same,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a really great moment where Raita lifts the guy above his head and starts spinning him around like a wrestler. Like, it's really cool.
Well, we forgot to mention also like 6 of the Vyram henchmen like pick up Cowrie and just go 1, 2,
Yeah,
3 and throw her.
Oh. And throughout this whole fight, they keep cutting back to the Vyram dimension where Gray is playing the piano, and he's playing the
Mhm.
same
Awesome,
song that Gray is
actually.
playing.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is... It's hard to convey in audio format. Like, you would just have to watch the episode. But, like,
Mhm.
the direction on this episode, on these 2 episodes, is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, but prior to the ad break, right, there was no superhero anything, right?
It was
like,
like,
which,
like 5 minutes left in the episode.
Yeah.
I think is when superhero stuff started.
yeah, which on a show that is like a 20-minute toy commercial for little boys in Japan, right?
Yeah.
To be like, we're gonna hold off on the whole premise of the show until the very end is
Mhm.
insane to me.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it is good. Like I
Right.
really enjoyed the direction, though. Like you said, like children probably would have thought this was one of the most
Yeah.
boring episodes of the entire series, right? So
Yeah, just nothing, because nothing really happens unless you're like really intensely watching.
yeah,
So then Cowrie gets shot by the camera and she disappears into the alternate dimension, and all the Jetmen go, "What?"
No.
End of episode. To be continued.
Bum, bum, bum.
What a great cliffhanger. Unironically,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
One of the probably like one of the only good parts of that episode.
yeah.
And the ad breaks were pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah,
and that
they
one- that
finally
one had
figured
a
out how to
weird
cut to
title.
commercial.
Yeah,
It was. The title card on this episode was like 5 minutes in, and
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
was
usually
super
it's the
deep.
first 90 seconds. Like,
yeah. Like I had forgot about it until they put it on the screen. I was like, you didn't already see that? I guess.
Alrighty. Episode 14, The Bazooka of Love. First of all, the greatest title of
Incredible
all
title.
Definitely
Very
a band
good.
name.
time. True. True. We open in the Jetman's base. Guy is like, it's the Vyram's fault. They kidnapped Cowrie. I'm in love with her, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of recapping the whole episode. And Ryu's like, hey, man, it's not your fault. And then Guy just runs off.
Yep.
And in this, I think it's in this moment, but it might have been at some point last episode. Raita and Akko have this conversation where Akko is like, "Are you also in love with Kaori, Raita?" And the show is kind of cagey about what Raita's answer is to that question.
Yeah, and it's like, let's not do this, bro.
Let's not.
First of all,
let's not.
for so
do
many
this.
reasons, let's not do this.
Yeah, like it's just not it. It's we don't need a love triangle, or I mean a love square.
Yeah.
And it's
and also
characterization just completely is off and for that. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, and then also we had the episode where Raita met the girl from his past and was like in love with her.
Yeah. And we praised
And
that
then-
episode
We did. We loved
because
that. And then also
that was a good dynamic to introduce to Raita, and then
Yeah.
And then also, like, the Vyram and the Jetman plots are, and we'll see it in this episode, are connected through this thread of, like, romance, right? Like, these
Mhm.
people are in love with these people and blah, 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 blah. But that you don't need every character to be involved in that,
No.
yeah.
right? Which I guess is a failing of the show, and it's something I've talked about before, where it's like, imagine if the show was just Guy, Kaori, and Ryu. We didn't have Tanaka off to the side. I don't know that that's better, but it is different, right? It's more focused, for sure.
Yeah.
So to be like, oh yeah, Raita, who's this guy who's kind of been on the outside, you know, we're taking him and we're putting him in this situation without any warning or build-up. It's like, great, like,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's
And-
also
and-
like. Go ahead, Bobby.
It's weird because in that moment, I thought they were gonna do something with the girl that left on the train, right? Or because he was like,
Right.
it sucks when, you know, you're in love with somebody, but they're in love with somebody else. I think that's what he said in that
Yeah.
moment.
Mhm.
And I was, but I thought it would have been cool if it was like, it sucks when you're in love with somebody, but you just can't be with them. Like just a more generalized
Right.
things, because then that would apply to him and the girl on the train, because he's in love with her, but he can't be with her because of a
He's a
geographical
Jetman.
issue, right?
Yeah.
So it's but instead it's like an implication of this weird thing that just should not happen at all.
Yeah. It's also like from what I picked up, it's always felt sort of platonic. Like I know the second episode was like Kaori using her feminine wiles or whatever to get Raita to join the team, but either way, he was probably going to join the team no matter what. But it's like it's always felt kind of platonic to me, and that kind of sealed the deal in the bus episode, because they're like literally just homies hanging out. Like there was really no romantic tension or anything between them, so
Right,
it's
and
so
if,
weird.
If you wanted
that
to
if
introduce
this-
this plot,
Yeah,
they had a whole
Do it.
episode 2 weeks ago that was like them together the whole episode.
Yeah,
It just feels
Like,
like
so-
it's so on a whim for no
Yeah.
reason. Like
So-
they're keeping the door open for something later for no reason at all. Like
yeah. It just feels like if this is the path they are taking, where Raita is actually in love with her, it writes off an entire episode that I actually really liked. That episode of Raita and that girl, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like it doesn't, because it hasn't been foreshadowed whatsoever. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
This show's relationship to its own continuity is fascinating to me.
Yeah, it
like,
is-
It is
on so many levels.
bizarre. It's really
Yeah.
really weird.
the acolyte continuity.
So then in the Vyram dimension, Maria's like, haha, I'm gonna win. And then Radiguet, sword to her throat, is like, hey, watch it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm him. Okay, like, I'm the leader.
And it's like quite ironic that we're supposed to be like, yeah, bro, you better listen to Radiguet. He's the guy. It's like, no, bro, he's not. He lost to one Jetman essentially. So
Well, and then as
Mhm.
we're gonna see later in this episode, there is somebody in this room far more capable of killing the Jetman.
Far more
at
goated.
this point.
Yep.
Like,
Far cooler, far tougher. Just
so the camera dimension kidnaps a bunch of girls playing tennis, which
Mhm.
Bobby identified their form was not very good.
form is awful. The second one I thought was hilarious because she rocketed that probably out of the entire cage, like the whole court. It's gone. We could I can do with terrible continuity. I can do with terrible characterization. I could do with all this stuff, but I can't do with bad tennis. All right, we need
Right.
to get some real players to be the extras here. All right.
That's valid.
So, Guy shows up to Maria in the camera dimension after they've taken these two girls, and I thought Guy was gonna like run the ones with this monster in this moment, right? I was like, this
Crazy.
is Guy, like he's the person who fights, right? He's the one guy who's like
he's like the
always
loose
ready to go.
cannon. Like, you
Yeah.
know, if anybody's gonna 1v2 the dude who just slimed one of the Jetman out with, he's not even transformed, by the way. He's just like pulling
Right.
up. It's like, oh, he's about to, you know, do the loose cannon thing. No, bro.
Wrong.
Nope.
Complete
Guy-
opposite.
Guy gets off his motorcycle and drops to his knees and starts begging Maria to let Kaori go.
Like literally,
Like-
like groveling at her feet. It's like, this is insane. Terrible, like
And then-
character assassination. Like
This
awful.
is this
And
is
then Maria
genuine
starts-
character assassination.
Maria starts beating on him, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
And
like,
then he
you're
keeps
the-
begging. Like she starts kicking
Yes.
and punching him, and he's like still down there begging. It's like,
And it's
What?
like, if this was Raita, maybe, right?
maybe,
But like,
Right.
maybe there's some precedent for what's going on if it's right.
but like, you're the one person on this show who has no qualms with running hands with anybody at any moment,
Yeah,
right? And they took what you believe to be your girl, right? Like, so like,
Yeah.
just how are you not?
Yeah.
it
How
is
is
really
there not
weird.
an awesome like Black Condor versus freaking Camera Dimension
Yeah.
fight right here?
It's so frustrating because what I think they tried to do is make this guy's breaking point, right? This is supposed to be his breaking point. There's a couple problems with that. Okay, the first one is a guy does not have enough episodes for us to see what his breaking point would actually be. It's been what? What episode is this?
This is 14.
14. Yeah.
14. So it's been about 13 episodes before this, and most of them are, some of them may be centered around Guy, but most of them do not show a breaking point or any semblance of humanity in him, actually. Very interesting. There's not enough between both Kaori and Guy for him to be begging like this, especially for someone who just likes sleeping around with women all the time. For some reason, he highly values this one woman
Yeah,
who he
he's like
barely
a-
knows.
Complete womanizer, treats Kaori exactly like how he would
Yeah,
treat any other
sexually
woman.
assaults her.
But all of a sudden, he's like, "I'm gonna grovel at this lady's feet because
Yeah.
I love her so dearly." It's like,
And he continues to do it. And Noah's going to bring this up later in the summary in like maybe a few seconds. But he considers fighting Ryu to get her back.
it's so weird. It's so odd.
It's so strange. Again, this show's relationship to its own continuity. Not even to be like, oh, this show next to the other two Super Sentai shows around it are kind of weird because like they forgot about stuff. Because all these shows take place in their own like vacuum, right? Like
Mhm.
if you're watching a Super Sentai show, you're just judging it against itself. And so to be like, and also this show, like I've identified, we've talked about this before, is like they have kind of sitcom-esque characters where everybody has one or two character traits.
Mhm.
And so to go against Guy's one defining character trait,
Yeah, that was like his
Right.
thing, bro. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
he's
sexually
like-
assaulting and abusing women, and then like being a loose cannon. Those are his.
yeah, and
things.
it's like, what do you mean he doesn't go and try to run the ones with this monster? Like,
it was such a great like build up too. That would have made sense and everything. And then as
Mhm.
we're gonna talk about right now, where Maria offers to to give up Kaori if Guy fights Ryu, that would have been so cool to see to see that fight. It would have made this. I think this episode is one of the best that of the entire series, and that would have made it like really. That would have made it like easily like the best. I think
Yeah.
if something like that would have happened, but instead ruin his character. They blue ball
Yep.
us with an awesome scene and just
yeah, I just
crap the bed.
yeah, okay. So yeah, I'll talk about it now. The other the other three Jetmen show up as guys like begging, and Maria's like, "I will give you Kaori back if you bring me Ryu's head." Which, first of all, crazy work.
Right.
And then Guy thinks about it and runs over to Ryu and like grabs him, and then he can't bring himself to do it. But like he
Yeah.
also has a flashback of like, this is so emblematic of the show and its relationship to Guy. But like he has to have a flashback to him and Kaori, right? But the one scene that they show is him forcing himself on her.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because there's no good moments between the two of
Yeah,
them.
there's no like sappy
I
like
don't remember.
like because they literally don't have a relationship. Like I said,
No.
they just don't have a
Right.
relationship. What scene are you going to show here other than him forcibly kissing her and then she slaps him? Like, okay,
Oh my gosh.
this is the endearing moment that he looks back
So
on when he's like,
Ridiculous.
I gotta save her. Like, it's crazy.
I'm so in love with her. If this was not, because this is not like, they are not doing this I guarantee you, not to be like Guy is like a bad guy here, at least in the context of what like we're talking about with like forcibly kissing. If this was like written today, it would be like that would be like Guy is delusional. Like he is the most delusional guy ever.
Like Guy would grab Ryu and Ryu would be like, "What are you doing right now? Like you are in a state. Like go home."
Yeah, like, but that's not what they're doing.
Okay, and then also, how is there not a Red Hawk Black Condor fight right here where they both where guys like I'm sorry, I've got to do it. Transforms. Ryu's like,
could have been so cool.
Transforms. That would have been awesome.
It's like low-key, cool. It's low-key like the worst of both worlds, because like he's here, his character's already assassinated by groveling at her feet, but then it's like he could get a little bit of redemption in his character if it's like, you know, maybe he thought that the only way to get her back was truly just to beg, but now he gets another avenue, and it's something that he really doesn't want to do, but he has to get her back, so he fights his friend, and it's like that would have, you know, gave him a little bit more of a little bit better of a character there. But instead it kind of feels like he just bitches out again. It's like you're supposed to, you're this is a woman you love, and they tell you to fight him. It's like that's what you're here to do, is to get her back, and it's like, so you love her enough to grovel at the big bad's feet, but you don't love her enough to run the ones with the guy you don't like already.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like
it's ridiculous. I can't. We're like our ratings of these episodes are going to be a little bit shorter.
It's going to be fascinating this week. But okay, and then even like Sebastian was saying, where like if the earlier moment is if this is Guy's breaking point, and he like, you know, the groveling at the feet, you know, like we've talked about, that's character assassination.
Mm-hmm.
If they had the fight, then it would have been like not character assassination so much as it is like characterization almost, or it's like Guy fights for his own self-interest, and then in this moment he has Kaori's self-interest in mind, and so he can't fight the monster or whatever. Or even if there was like he goes morphed to fight the monster cooks him, or Maria cooks him, or whoever, and then he's on his knees and she's about to hit him with the camera beam and he starts begging. Then it's like, wow. And then you go into the fight of him versus Ryu. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then he fights Ryu, and it's like, and it really is like that in that case it's like a character progression, because, you know, he's selfish. That's like most of his character. And then for the first time it's like he's thinking about someone else before himself. Now, in that hypothetical world, still wouldn't make sense, because why would he care about Kaori this much? Nobody knows. But you know what? It would have been better than him just being a bitch for like 2 minutes. Like, it's kind of a lose-lose, but like one of the loses is a little bit better than
one of the loses is definitely more like, especially on this show, which has never needed an excuse to film a fight scene once.
It would have been funner for sure.
To nope out of shooting 2 fight scenes, like, is crazy work.
At this point, it's just like funny. It's just funny because of how ridiculous it is, and not in a good way.
So then the camera dimension blasts all 4 Jetmen, and keep in mind, on this show, whenever these people are together, they're all lined up in a row, right? Tell me why it cuts to them in the base getting bandaged up.
Oh, that was so funny, bro. That was so funny. They were all lined up, bro, ready to be capped, and then it's like, and it's just cut away to them in the face.
And Maria's whole plot in the first part of this episode, which, by the way, these 2 episodes were written and directed by the same 2 people. The writer was the same and the director was the same. Tell me why the monster whose Maria's plan was to get them all captured into these photos, and he has a 4-stack right in front of him.
He's got the quad collateral, and he's just like, nah, we're gonna cut away to the freaking base.
Oh my gosh!
I just
noping out of another fight. By the way, there could have easily been a fight right there, and they're just like.
Also, he uses like a different mode for his camera, but later you're gonna see he has a gun arm.
His arm is a gun.
Oh, what was that?
They did use the film to like wrap around Guy though, and that was pretty cool.
But that's the finale. That's the final fight.
Oh, is that later?
No, I thought that was it was a little bit later too. But anyway,
okay.
The commander at the base is like, "Oh, if we can shoot the inside of the lens, we'll blow up the monster." Basically, So what we need to do is build a new bazooka.
I guess, bro.
Then it cuts to basically yet another 9/11. Like,
Yeah, it's like every
buildings
episode,
exploding, people running and screaming in fear. The camera dimension captures a bunch of people. The Jetmen arrive. They morph. They go to shoot their guns at the monster's lens.
Beam struggle.
Ray jumps in, absorbs all the energy from the laser blast, turns it back on them, then shoots his big gun from over his shoulder at them. They all demorph, and the camera dimension captures Akko and Raita.
He's so
That was awesome.
He carries this episode, both episodes, and he's maybe in both of them for maybe like 3 minutes.
He's so goated. Me and Sebastian been glazing him since day one, solely because he was smoking cigars and he looked awesome. But now we actually have a reason to be like, yo,
we have feats now. We have feats.
Me and Sebastian, we were just early, bro. We never been
that's
wrong.
true.
We were just
That's
early.
true.
No, you gotta swap your jersey now, bro. Swap your jersey.
Yeah, no, I don't know. No one didn't have a jersey for any of the Vyram. He didn't like stake a claim.
No, I was not writing. I guess if I had like a favorite before this, it was probably Tran, just because I think the concept of the 12-year-old that's evil is kind of funny.
And
get rid of that Tran jersey, bro.
He had the most appearances too.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's really nice. This episode we get 2 Vyram that we haven't, or the past 2 episodes we get 2 Vyram that don't really have much screen time up to this point. And then one of them just turns into the GOAT.
True. Like,
so back to the base. Guy and Ryu.
Well, we didn't explain why. We have to. Maria asks about why Gray saved her, as well.
No, that's later.
Is that later? I thought it was at that point.
No.
It's like they cut to this. That happens. It's like the end of the episode. Yeah.
No, because at the end of the episode, she's passed out.
No, there's a moment in between that during the fight.
Is it during the fight?
Pretty sure.
Huh. I could have swore it was after that.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter still.
We'll get to it anyway. But so back at the base, Ryu and Guy are working on Ryu's little buggy, and their plan is to turn it into a big gun. And then Maria contacts them and is like, I'm going to burn the photo with Kaori in it if you guys don't come to the quarry.
I'm going to literally kill her if you don't pull up right now.
And so Guy's like, screw you, screw your bazooka, I'm going to get my girl. It's like,
which is like, that's like what he should have done before, and then instead he grovels, whatever. We're not going to talk about that anymore.
Guy shows up at the quarry. They run the ones between him, Maria, and a horde of the foot soldiers. Okay,
give me noise now.
I gotta go drop off my stuff.
Okay.
So Guy starts fighting all these foot soldiers, and he goes to transform, and they don't let him, which like is crazy. If you watch any number of shows in this style in Tokusatsu, you know that the villain's all waiting for the bad guy, for the main hero to transform. Is like kind of a trope. Right, like, I'll give him 15 seconds, he's got to transform. For them to be like, no, like, to shoot him dead while he's trying to go for it. Yeah. And then Maria even says, like, I'm not going to let you transform. Is crazy.
Tough. It's tough.
These 2 episodes make Maria and Gray, like, the 2 best, like, most powerful and coolest
absolutely.
Of the Vyram, I think.
Yeah. So Guy gets captured by the camera, and literally seconds after he gets photographed, Ryu pulls up in the buggy, fully morphed. He jumps out of the buggy. The buggy drives off a cliff. He lands. The buggy transforms into a big gun and lands in front of him. And he points it at the camera dimension. It was awesome.
It was so tough.
He points it at the camera dimension. Camera dimension holds his little plunger to take a picture. Old-fashioned, like, Western standoff between the 2 here. They're like itching to pull the trigger. It's awesome.
It is.
They both fire. The bazooka shoots Ryu back because he can't handle the knockback by himself. And the fire bazooka, as they call it, is about to blow up the camera dimension when Gray steps in and takes the full brunt of the blast.
He gets down Mr. President, bro. He's so tough.
The most interesting thing about them is that he pops in and starts dashing like towards the.
It was like he was like
full
already
sprint.
running before he teleported. Like he teleports in and he's at like already
He's
max
already hauling.
miles
Yeah.
per hour. He's hauling ass straight towards the beam.
And then there's like an explosion. The monster survives, and Gray isn't. The only scratch Gray has is his arm got blown off. And it's like,
his arm
what?
came off, and he's so tough. Me and Sebastian were like this close to crying because we thought he died, but
I was like,
he was
no!
okay. He just lost an arm, and a lot of great characters in history have lost arms. So
True.
he joined.
That's true.
He
Anakin Skywalker,
he joins the ranks. Rick Grimes. He joins the ranks. With
Winter Soldier, Bucky.
some of the goats, bro. He joins the
Tyr,
ranks with some
God
of
of
the goats.
War. He doesn't have an arm.
Yeah.
Marigo?
I'm pretty sure it's in this moment where Maria's like, Gray, why did you do that? And Gray says, it's because you played the piano beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I really enjoyed the
Mhm.
that stuff.
What an interesting moment from this show that like kind of has a problem where it over explains itself
Right.
to like give this answer that you could take very like one way. It's like he likes that she plays the piano, but then like the camera work from the last two episodes of like Gray has all these meaningful looks to Maria as she's playing the piano and all this like there's subtext to what he's saying too. That's like wow. It's like you wrote a TV show like
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like there's actual like show and not tell
yeah.
bits here, and not just dumping exposition and stuff. It's
I can't wait for
good.
next week to be like, here's the butt fart dimension, and they have to blow it up with the
Here's
gun.
the poopy
like,
toilet dimension, and they have to make a big plunger that the freaking Megazord uses to kill it.
This will happen. Is the thing?
That, bro, when we get to the poopy toilet dimension at episode 36, we're gonna remember this.
That's true. So all the victims of the
I'm
camera
fearing
session,
this.
like, fly out, and Ryu's like, all right, everybody transform. They all transform. There's like a sort of a mini fight here, but then they just. Oh no! Wait, actually, this fight's really good.
It is.
Yeah.
What happens? There's not a lot of like very specific bits, but there's one bit where Raita stands, and then Guy gets on Raita's shoulders and jumps off of him to cut the monster with the sword, and then Raita gets on Guy's shoulders to throw the big rock at him.
Like why, bro? Like who decided that his thing was like just boulders?
Facts.
I don't know, but it's really
also
funny.
Gray the Goat. Could he use like
Bro, he was one arm.
So
bro.
Ryu goes to kick Gray, and Gray with one arm stops the kick, pulls him in, and starts twirling him around in a
So
circle.
tough.
Mind you,
awesome.
Radagay lost the one completely full power against Ryu.
I know they're
Come on.
That's
competing
true.
to be like leader, but they're treating Radagay as the big bad. Bro, you're not even Tran level, bro. You're not even Tran level. How you
can't even lace up Gray and Maria's bootstraps, let alone Tran, bro. Come on. What a fraud. Put him on fraud watch. Like this guy needs to go.
The cape would be too heavy for him, bro.
It
It's
would.
over. Like genuine fraud.
So they blow up the monster. It grows giant. They form the big bird mecha that just flies straight through it because we don't have time for this week.
Nope.
Yeah.
Which you know what? Good.
Yep. It's okay.
Minor side tangent. I'm staking my flag right now. It came out on like IMDb or not IMDb, like one of those crappy like internet entertainment news sites that
Mhm.
the Power Rangers reboot that is supposedly in the works at Disney Plus is not going to have a Megazord battle every episode, and all the people on Twitter are like, "What do you mean there's not going to be any Megazord battles every episode?" I'm sorry.
We don't need it.
That is the worst part of these shows. Like consistently.
They're using their ult every episode, bro. You don't gotta do that. You don't gotta do all that.
True. No, genuinely true.
Not
and
every,
like you only
not every enemy
Yeah.
needs the Megazord, bro.
the only reason you like the Megazord fights is because nostalgia and the designs for the Zords are cool. It's
And-
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And I would rather they have no Megazord battle at all than like the thing where the monster gets big. 20 seconds of them forming the Megazord. Megazord gets one punch in. Monster gets one attack in. Megazord gets one punch in. Monster gets one attack in. Use the sword. Finisher. Like
And then it's
Right.
over, yeah. And then rinse
That's
repeat
like-
for another 50 episodes. Like
that's like 2 or 3 minutes of screen time that they could use for literally anything else. So thank you, this show, this specific episode for respecting my time.
True. That's actually true.
So, after everybody's finished, Ryu goes up to Guy and he's like, "Hey, you're bleeding," and they have like a little boy love moment where he goes to clean off his face and Guy looks away, and I was
very Charles Xavier and Magneto-esque scene.
And like, if you're gonna do that show, can you just lean into it? Like, can you just Can you decide if these people are rivals or not? Like Guy clearly thinks he and Ryu are rivals, but Ryu has no opinion about Guy either.
Ryu does not gaff, bro. He does not gaff.
He does not gaff. It's so funny.
This part pissed me off, actually. Kaori comes up to Ryu in front of God and everyone. And it's like, Ryu, I know you don't care about me, and you'll never care about me. But I'm in love with you.
It's so crazy.
No!
It's so crazy.
It's so forced.
Get over it, bro.
And Ryu doesn't care. He doesn't care. Ryu doesn't care. He has no reaction.
They're all just like, yeah, happily ever after win. It's like,
yeah.
But what? Guy.
The entire driving force of the past 2 episodes, by the way. Like,
Sebastian, you're so right in that, like, we don't even get to see what Ryu thinks because Guy has a baby fate, gets on his motorcycle, throws his helmet away because I guess he doesn't care if he lives or dies anymore, drives off, drives through the countryside, flies off a cliff, falls off his motorcycle. By the way, I thought the motorcycle was going to blow up because it started dripping with gasoline.
Yeah, they like do this very intentional scene where they show the gasoline dripping from the gas tank. It's like, yo, he's about to die. Like,
I was literally hoping for that he would die in that moment because it's just, I can't take it anymore.
Dude, he grabs the like grass and flowers that are around him and he starts crying. Like,
why won't you love me? It's like you're a bum.
It's the most. It's so weird. Like, are we supposed to care about this? About the rapist? Like, I'm sorry, I don't care that he's sad.
Like, the Japanese moms must have cared really bad, bro. Because
I think they did. Is the thing. Well, and even just to be like I'm sorry, this is not the same character. Like, Guy's character before this, like, they even have an episode about it. One of my favorite episodes is it's the episode where Ryu gets trapped in the dimension with Radiguet, and they have that fight. And it's like the apartment dimension or whatever. In that episode, Kaori is out with Guy, and he's like, "So why don't you like me?" And she's like, "I like Ryu." And then he gets with another girl, right? Like this guy, this archetype of character who's like sort of a womanizer, goes from girl to girl, blah blah blah, has no reason to get hung up on this girl for like this hard, right? Especially not with what we've been shown before.
Yeah.
And so, like, to be like, there needed to be an episode where it was just Kaori and Guy, and like see him truly, legitimately fall in love with her instead of just being like, it's like the little kid. One little kid has a ball, and then another little kid is like, "I want your ball." You know what I mean? Like, that's what we're dealing with here, basically.
Yeah, right.
That's because there could have been a cool payoff because like the character archetype that he has been following this whole time, which is like we said, like this womanizer, like bad boy type thing. Usually, like the reason why is they're insecure. You know, they're insecure. They don't want to be alone, whatever, something like that. And it could have worked to where if he actually found a woman that he loved, who he wasn't just using to fill the void or whatever, and then she truly doesn't want him, then this kind of breakdown makes sense, and it would be actually good character beat. But instead, they don't give us the build up to make it seem like he actually cares about Kaori, and it just seems like a hissy fit because the guy he doesn't like is getting the thing that he doesn't want him to have, right? Like, it doesn't feel earned at all. It feels forced. No. And then by proxy, it makes Ryu and Kaori feel forced. So it's like the whole thing is just.
The thing about it is that if it was, like I said, if this was written today, if it would, instead, it would be Guy being so angry at Ryu that he's succeeding in so many things because Ryu is a reflection of what he thinks humanity is, but it's clearly the opposite. And so when he sees people like that prospering, he would get upset about it. And instead, he would chase Kaori out of selfish ambition instead. And he doesn't. And he realizes that he can't win against Ryu in that way, and that his ideology is wrong. If that was written today and it wasn't, you had to write it in a week, then we would have something substantial.
Okay,
But
so
that's not what happened.
I'll say this about the production of these shows, for a long damn time, and I'm talking about till like basically 5 years, till basically COVID. These shows were shot maybe a month before they were set to air. Like every episode is shot 1 month ish before it's supposed to hit the airwaves. And so like, yeah, these scripts are rushed, and you can tell there's not a lot of planning here. It's like, it's kind of just whatever they come up with.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, that's why
definitely tell that with the continuity and stuff like that. It's continuity problems in this show.
So after Guy cries his little heart out, we cut to the quarry. Maria's passed out. Gray walks over, picks up his arm, reattaches it, picks up Maria, walks off into the distance from afar. To be continued.
Best to be continued card we'd had in the show.
At the end,
I'm really excited for next week to not pick up on that at all, and to be like, trans little poopy toilet dimension is gonna get all the Jetmans.
And Renegade does nothing again.
It's gonna be
Renegade
like
had one line in the last 2 episodes.
It's
gonna be villain, by the way.
It's gonna be like Raita on the toilet, and they're just gonna like spam farting noises, and then it's gonna be like trans face in the wall, like
the first showing of this
a bug on the toilet.
The first showing of it is gonna be some old man, and he's gonna be walking. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta poop," and then it's gonna be,
I gotta poop,
and then
that's absolutely
sucks him
true.
in. That'd be awesome.
2 dit arms just grab him and bring him down.
It's like really phallic for no reason.
Yeah.
Let's get into the ratings.
Oh
Sebastian,
boy.
talk to me about Jetman episode 13.
Oh boy, this is like, I can't believe this is an episode that I watched, because like there's so many. The problem with these episodes is that there's so much good stuff in it, right? Because like we already, like, Gray does. I feel like personally, the only reason I enjoyed most of this episode was because of Gray. Like, all of the stuff that he had was really interesting.
You're talking about 13 or 14? Because that
both.
14. Okay.
I really like the direction for a lot of this. Like, I like the ending where it's like Gray is playing the piano and it cuts in between like Kaori and Guy getting messed up. That's pretty cool. I do want to start with the positives because we've been talking pretty negative on them, but I thought the fight scenes were pretty fun this episode. I think that all the acting is pretty good. Even like Guy's actor as well for what he's given to act with, right? And I think Kaori is done pretty decently. Also, the makeup. We forgot to mention that, I think, but the makeup on like Guy's face after fights or whatever is maybe not like amazing, but it's cool that they put that level of detail. Because usually they'll just add like a couple brush marks onto the face, like with black scuffing or whatever. But like he had like actual blood and he had like warts on his face or like cuts. That was pretty cool. But ultimately, I mean, we've been talking about it throughout this entire video, but like, and I said it before, but Guy makes these episodes like worse. Like he just does. And he's kind of the main character. Like he's the main focus, Jetman at least, right? And he's not, and there's like, this episode isn't as bad with it, but you know, there is a form of character assassination here, you know, like they try to make it seem like Guy is selfless in trying to protect Kaori, or that he genuinely loves her, but it's not how Guy is written whatsoever. Even throughout the episodes where they do talk about him being attracted to Kaori, Kaori, this was my worry for Kaori mainly. She's just an object of the love triangle now. Like she's there to drive tension between Guy and Ryu, and that's not interesting because her episode, like her first part episode or whatever, where she's like, I don't know how to drive the Zord that I have or whatever. That was really interesting, right? And she's dealing with this arranged marriage, and I feel like that could have been a good sign of like she's not an object for men to like goggle at or ogle at or whatever the word is. Right? Like she's a Jetman. Like, even though I don't like how much Rio says it, like she's a warrior, right? That's That's like the thing about her, right? That's like because she gets to walk again the episode after, like she starts walking again, right? So like she's clearly someone of great strength, but she's just kind of now. Like she's just kind of there to drive tension between Guy and Ryu, but not even at this point, not even. It's just to make Guy have something to latch onto. So that's like my main worry for Kaori happened. We talked about it, but if Raita is actually attracted to Kaori, I will be very upset because it just doesn't make sense, like writing wise. Ryu is also kind of just there as well. It feels like, despite him being Guy's rival, seemingly, despite Noah already talked about this a little, but it's like, are they if they're rivals, go all the way. Like, don't make it like a thing of like, there's something to be said about rivalries between like the Boy Scout guy and the bad boy. Like, just look at X-Men, right? Between Cyclops and Wolverine, like they're, at least in the early years, like they're rivals, right? Like
this show wants to be X-Men so bad.
It wants to be Goku and Vegeta, but it's not, right? Because like Bobby don't know what I'm talking about right now. But like
I watched a little bit of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I'll use them as an example real quick. Goku is a very jolly guy and he's very naive, right? And Vegeta's very much a pessimistic guy and can sometimes be an ass, right? But Goku knows that they're both rivals and Vegeta knows that they're both rivals, and they still, despite them being like best like friends or whatever, they still compete with each other, right? And obviously that's more of a friendly one, but like even in the early days of Z, they didn't like each other, they were like, okay, like you got stronger, okay,
there was a respect.
There was a respect there, but this
and even just an acknowledgement between the two, right? Like, I think what you're getting at, Sebastian, is on this show, like Guy, like the rivalry is one-sided, like it's all in Guy's head.
Yeah, and that could be interesting. That actually could be interesting, but it's not there, right? Because like it just doesn't make any sense because we already don't know much about Ryu and we already don't know a whole lot about Guy. So it's just one-sided, but not in an interesting way. It's just kind of there, right? To drive tension, but even the tension isn't that good because it's not set up well. I think obviously Camera Dimension is a cool monster. I like him a lot.
W monster.
I like his design. I think his powers could have been more interesting. Like they could have probably done more with him, but the focus is really on Maria and Gray as villains, so it doesn't really matter that much. Like I like certain things about it, but it's just not great. So I'm kind of leaning between a 4 or a 5. For now, I'll give it a 5. And if my opinion sours on it, I'll give it a lower score.
I can only let you change it before the end of the episode.
Yeah.
After that,
if you guys say something, and I'm like, yeah, that was really bad, then I'll probably change it. But right now, I'll keep it a 5.
Okay. Bobby, talk to me about 13.
I think we've kind of aired out most of this episode and what we like and dislike about it. I'll kind of recap a little bit of it. I do think that I think I'm going to give it a 5 because while it's definitely not the best episode, I think there are two big things that make this episode not a below average episode, and that is that this is I guess probably 3, but that the biggest one is that things actually happen in this episode, like Noah said. Like this is this episode, a lot of real plot stuff happens between the characters and everything. Now, it's for you to decide if these are good things that's happening or bad things. Nonetheless, things are happening, and that is more than you can say about a lot of these episodes. So I think like Sebastian said, I think Gray is really cool, even though he doesn't have a ton of screen time in this one. His vignettes and his dynamic with Maria in like the 1 or 2 minutes they have in this episode, it's really fun. It's a great switch up to what's happening with the Jetmen. Jetmen are their sequences feel very chaotic because it is, and they feel very forced, not in a bad way, just like they're going along with it like how we are going along with it. They don't really have a plan. and you cut to the Vyram dimension, and it's very tranquil. You know, it's a good change of pace. And like I said, I think between this episode and episode 14, that is the best part of both these episodes, is the subplot between Gray and Maria, and this starts it, right? So I think those two are great, and I also think that the camera monster is really fun, and you know, most of his fight scenes are great, and that's a big thing for me in these shows, that the monster of the week is fun, and this monster of the week is pretty fun. There's a lot more bad things to say about it. I think the big one is between Guy, Ryu, and Kaori. I completely agree with Sebastian. I think that Kaori was probably my favorite Jetman. It might still be, to be honest, but was definitely my favorite Jetman after her standalone episode. I think her standalone episode was the best solo episode that we've gotten, and it really characterized her well. And now it's been probably around 10 episodes since she's gotten something like that, and it has just been downhill for her since then. She's kind of just turned into a piece of tension between Guy and Ryu, and you know, this character has proven that she can be much more interesting than just this pawn, right? And then so that sucks. Guy, again, I agree. A lot of the time he just makes these episodes worse, and it sucks because they're like we've said, we've given like 3 different solutions, I think, to how this can work, and they're very close to making it work, and it just never pans out correctly, and it really sucks that it's happening that way. Everything, it's just the entire episode is kind of weird, like we were saying. Like, the pacing feels quite off. I do think the fight scenes were fun. I think the effects were fun, but I think that's kind of a given with most of these episodes now. Like, the choreography I'm going to expect to be great because it's always great, and the costumes and stuff like that is always going to be great. If it's bad, then I'll definitely mention it, because that is something that doesn't usually happen. You know, I can at least give this show flowers in that regard. Like, they've really rarely messed up in that sense. But yeah, like I said, I think a 5 is a good place, because while I did not love everything that happened, things that progressed the plot actually happened, and that's more you can say about some of these episodes. So yeah, 5 feels good to me.
I'm also going to give it a 5.
We're keeping the streak going.
Big.
Huge.
And you guys have talked, we've all talked at length about the issues with this episode and the positives. I will say, I think in a vacuum, these 2 episodes are great, right? Because it's like the progression of the plot, not just for the Jetmen, but also the introduction of this plot for the Vyram. But when set up against the rest of the show up until this point, like, it just, everything about this feels weird and out of character, for at least for our main characters, right? Like, imagine in a different show where everything up until like episode 6, when Ryu sees Maria and is like, Rie? Imagine that's all the same. But then, and then we have the same couple episodes, but here and there we sprinkle bits where Ryu is like, what if that is Rie? And then, we have bits of Kaori being like, we don't even really know why Kaori likes Ryu, other than he's Captain America-esque, like, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, imagine
he's
if
a
there
big
was,
guy. Yeah.
Imagine if they had a moment together where, like, he brought her soup or whatever, right? Like, something like fairly mundane. And then, imagine the same thing on Guy and Kaori's side. And then imagine an episode where, Ryu and Guy really get to analyze, like, why they have problems against each other. Or at least the show tries to analyze that, right? Like, there are 8 episodes between Ryu figuring out Maria might be Rie and this batch of episodes.
Yeah.
That's 7 to 8 episodes that they spent not building to any of this. So, yeah.
And it's quite weird how he kind of, he has these flashbacks in episode 13, and it's like it's kind of implied that, after that implies that when he sees Maria next, he is remembering something like that. You know, he's remembering that it's
Right.
Rie or whatever. And then the next episode, back to no mention or effect on him once again. So it's
He
really
just does
odd.
not care.
Yeah.
I think.
It doesn't
Like,
matter to him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
we've been very critical of Guy, but like if I'm being honest, I'm not all that. I don't
No,
love
I'm
Ryu
not
either
on
as the
Ryu
main character
either.
so far.
It's so funny because on these, I write these shows in particular, but children's shows in general, a lot of checks that they cannot cash. You know, like I give them a lot of grace on shows like this, and so like on this show, for it to be like, yeah, the main character, idiot, has no idea what's going on at any point.
Right.
Other main character, kind of rapey.
Rapist.
Yeah,
Honestly.
and
Sexual
annoying even if
assaulter.
he isn't. Like he's
Yeah.
just annoying.
Yeah.
Girl main character. Who knows, right? Like for this show does not have to do a lot to get me to like to fight for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nope.
Like,
I want to like the show really.
my favorite show is Power Rangers, and Power Rangers is not a good show, right? Like,
No.
but I will fight for that show till the day I die. But this show is so committed to not being committed, almost.
Yeah.
Like, at least try to remember what happened last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the week before. Like, that's all I'm asking.
Like you said, there's definitely like you give them grace for having to write these episodes in a month and having to do all this in a month, but these are big plot points and then character
And they're
beats
fumbling.
that they're just either choosing to not recognize or forgetting, and either way it's not good what they're doing.
Well, and also, like, they have all the time in the world. They have 51 episodes
Yes.
to film.
Yes.
And they're like, we have set up, they have ostensibly 9 main characters, 5 Jetmen, they have 10, 5 Jetmen, 4 Vyram generals, and the commander. Any number of these people could have any length of plot going for the whole show, and it would fill the show.
Yep.
And they're like, focus on these 3 people and their weird dynamics together. And like, ugh.
Yeah, that is something you can applaud these 2 episodes for, though, is the Vyram. Like, you know,
Oh my gosh.
Two characters we
literally
don't
the
see
2
much.
minutes of Gray playing piano after Maria plays piano is probably the best characterization this show has had in 14
exactly. Yeah,
episodes.
they don't tell you anything. They're like that you can understand what's going on, and it's good what's happening, and it's like gives almost a romance subplot between the 2, but you know they don't tell you all these things when you know they kind of when they fumble that with the Jetman, where it's like even just making like the stuff with Raita, where it's like it's like if you really thought the best thing for his character was to throw him in the love triangle, then you could at least do it by showing us and not telling us, where it's like plant these seeds where he's giving her the eyes or whatever, or he's nervous around her, instead of just being like, do you like her too? And he's like, I don't know. It's like
Kicks him in the balls, by the way.
whatever. It's crazy.
Frequently.
Wait.
Kicks him in the balls. Makes fun of him.
Yo, why are the freaking sirens out right now? Bro, can you hear that?
Bro. The cops are here for you.
Hang on, they're passing.
No, they're not. Sun onion ring.
Sun onion ring.
Onion ring.
I'll cut all that out, maybe. Yeah.
The camera
okay.
follows you, Bobby, while you're drinking the water.
Bobby, finish your water because I gotta ask you about 14.
I'm done.
All right, Bobby, talk to me about episode 14.
Okay, episode 14. Love-hate relationship with this episode, because like it has some of the highest highs, I think, and the lowest lows. Like opening the stuff with Guy, we've talked about this probably for like 20 minutes of this podcast already.
This is
of this episode.
Genuinely probably the most we have like discussed one moment on these shows.
Yeah, probably.
This will be the
Oh,
longest
yes.
episode. This will be the longest episode.
So I won't harp on it too much again. But yeah, it's character assassination. It is bad. Everything about it is bad. Like I said, it's the worst of both worlds. It makes him look like a baby, but they could have framed it to where he is doing anything for the woman he loves, even though it wouldn't make sense that he loves her this much. But we'll forget that, and it just doesn't matter. Either way, they completely ruined it. But the stuff with the Vyram, once again, awesome. This is the episode where you actually get the payoff for the piano stuff and those vignettes, and it's really great. It's the best part of both of these episodes. And even extending to the fight scenes, like this episode was go after like the first few minutes, whereas the last episode was no fighting till the last 5 minutes for whatever reason. And this episode is really fast paced, and they're fighting. There's a lot of fight scenes, and that's really fun, and you want to see that out of these episodes. But then again, you return to Guy at the end. It's always Guy,
right?
And it's like the beginning episode bad, really bad because of Guy. The complete all the middle where they're fighting, the gun, really cool,
awesome.
And
Fire Bazooka was so cool,
awesome, and those shots were incredible. Both of these episodes shot incredibly well, especially this episode. And I really hope they bring back. I'm
gonna look up the director really quick while you're talking.
Yeah, I really hope they bring back the gun because, like you said, we don't need a Zord every episode, and the gun is a good way to be like, the gun is cooler than the ships, and it shot a hole through the camera dimension's chest. So it's like I feel like we can bring this back later as
it blew off Gray's arm,
dude, and Gray's the goat. Well, we know he's the goat, so if it can blow,
we know he's
off,
the goat. So
yeah, so yeah, and so the gun awesome, all those fights awesome. The middle is great. All the constant fighting, constant chaos, constantly fast paced. I think Akko and Raita getting zapped, that happens in this episode, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and that was awesome. Like for the first time, it feels like there's actual stakes in this series. Like all the other ones, there have been some formidable monsters, but none of them had really incapacitated a Jetman to a actual serious degree. Like the only other time is maybe Kaori being paralyzed, but they beat the monster. So it's like they beat the monster, she is paralyzed, so it's whatever.
And that was more her crashing rather than the monster.
Yeah, it wasn't really the monster's fault, yeah. And so it's like it feels like there's real stakes in this episode, really fast paced. Middle's beginning bad, middle great, end bad again because of this stuff. And it's like I don't know how you managed to fumble like the last 30 seconds of an episode to make it like retroactively make like the rest of it like a little bit worse. It's literally like 30 seconds, and and it's not just Guy. They're ruining Kaori even more too with her thing like I still love you. You're gonna have to deal with that. It's like you're a grown woman, get over it.
At least
he doesn't want you.
Yeah, she's like she has to be close to her brain being fully developed at this point, and she's still like, let me just.
She's older. We know she's older than Akko, and Akko's 16, 17. So like,
Kaori's in her 20s, I think. I believe they say she's like in her 20s.
26, and I feel like they're like comparable age. It's like you're a grown woman. You have to and it's like it goes back to her just being an object at this point. Like it doesn't matter that she knows that he doesn't like her. The show's still going to keep her doing this because that is the only way they can drive tension between Guy and Ryu. And then Guy again, character's just completely fried. He cries and whines like a baby and crashes his bike. It's terrible. They could have maybe made this again. They could have done a little bit of redemption here at the end. They could have had him nut up a little bit, be like, she doesn't want me, so I'm down. So I'm done with this, or maybe like I'm gonna be a better person now. I'm gonna stop doing these womanizer things because I really want.
You could keep the same moment of him crying at the end, but instead it's not about losing Kaori again. Like maybe he like. At no point does the show ever confront the idea that Guy is a womanizer and that Kaori like could change him and that he might want to change because of Kaori, right? Like if there was a moment of him being like, "Why am I so into this girl?" and like I've never had this with a girl before. It's messing me up. And then, but they don't have that moment.
They have no build up to that, and it's just framed as him crying whining like a baby because he didn't get what he wanted. Like Noah said, he's the baby who didn't get the ball, and the other baby got the ball, and now he is crying because of it. And so beginning of the episode bad, middle really really good, and bad. But they did have the final shot with Gray, and that was pretty tough. So
that was awesome.
That made it a little bit better. Like I really think that this had the potential to be a really, really like a 10 out of 10 episode.
True.
But instead, I think it's gonna have to be an 8. I still really like. I'd say like what it's like 19. It's like they're like 19-minute episodes. So
20 minutes,
20-minute episodes, and I'd say like 17 of the 20 minutes were a great episode, and I think that's enough for it to get the 8. I was thinking 9, but when you kill a character that bad, when you just kill everything about a character that
and then
bad,
not only to kill it, but to waste so much potential.
Or not even
that moment, like
already really not a good character. And you kill him.
At the very least, they had like, if this episode had like literally 0 good characterization and good like themes in that regard, then I would probably drop it down even more. But the Vyram stuff really, really helped. I really enjoyed that stuff, and everything with the action, how it's shot, how the episode's paced was great. So I think an 8 is good.
Yeah.
Sebastian, talk to me about 14.
Okay, I have to agree with Bobby on what he said. I'll say that I think that I will say for this like duology, I guess, like this two-parter, if I were to take like any episodes we've seen so far out of a vacuum, or like put them in a vacuum for anybody to watch, I would show them these 2 episodes, because like Noah has said before, in a vacuum, these episodes are really good, but just with the greater context that we're in, they're bogged down a lot. I think, like Bobby said, the Vyram stuff is really awesome. I think Gray and Maria could actually be really interesting if they carry on with the quality of the story that they've been given so far.
And extrapolate that relationship to Ryu and them. Like if they appear lovey-dovey or for whatever reason when they're fighting them, like that could actually be interesting.
I think a lot of this stuff is mostly good. Like Bobby said, like the middle of it is awesome. Like the 17 minutes of the show are really good in the middle. And the character assassination is just so insane. And I've been the most vocal about my guy hate out of everybody in this series so far. And I'm not even hating on Guy like as a person anymore either. Like I'm hating on him as he's written as well. Because even though Guy wasn't written the best throughout these episodes, he was at least consistent, right? He was consistent because like he's a dickhead. Like you know what you're getting. He's not anymore. Like I don't even know what he is. Like there's no one note anymore. It's just nothing. Like at least Ryu is a one note character. I know what I'm getting with him. Everybody else is a one note character. But now Guy, who was a one note character, doesn't even have a note. There's nothing substantial about him anymore. He's just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Not even boring. He's just annoying because he's not written well. I think the way that they portray his love for Kaori is really dumb because it's like, I think it's tone deaf. I think it's really tone deaf because he sexually assaults her, and like, sure, you know, assaulters can have this weird twisted view of like love or something, but that's not how they're trying to represent it at all. Like I said, like if this was written later, it would be written like that, but it's not written like that in any way. It's just the fact that he actually loves her, because they don't have the time to expand upon that in any sort of way. And maybe the writer didn't know that it was actually wrong to portray Guy this way, right? But it's not good. It's not. Like I can't in good conscience say that is good writing.
Yeah.
I think that a bunch of the scene, like I think this solidifies like Ryu as the most boring character in the show for me personally. Like he's just not entertaining anymore. Like I think in the first
the crazy
I think
thing
it's scary
Ryu,
that his peak was episode 1. That's
true. The crazy thing with Ryu is that he seemingly has no opinion on anything happening to him at any point.
Nope.
Like no viewpoint, no anything. It's just like I am here to be the Red Ranger, and then occasionally I will get upset that my girlfriend is dead.
Yeah, but I also like have dementia and forget about it like for 7 episode spans.
Yeah,
and remember randomly.
Like it's so frustrating because like one of my favorite character archetypes is the Boy Scout. right? And there's something most people don't know this about the Boy Scout. The Boy Scouts are often very vocal and emotional, right? Like they're very vocal about things and they're
They
very
care.
reactionary. Yeah, they care. Ryu doesn't have that, and he's supposed to be like the Boy Scout good guy character.
It's quite hard to mess up the Boy Scout as hard as they have been doing because like Noah said, just doesn't do anything. He doesn't care about anything. The only thing he cares about is his dead girlfriend, who is for some reason the main villain or one of the main villains. And even then, they just make him forget that that's a thing for episodes on end. It's like, okay.
We've been waiting probably 8 to 10 episodes for him to talk about it.
We've been talking about it this whole show.
We've been talking about this whole show
since episode 6, which for us is episode 3 of this podcast. So basically, since we've been doing this, like we have been like begging for the show to address this on any level.
Address the elephant in the room.
And it would be different if it was like the guy just didn't like it would be stupid if he didn't realize up until whatever point. But it's almost worse that he does realize and either does not care or completely forgets, and they have no they have no reasoning for that. Like it's almost worse than him just deciding to not know what's going on for this entire time up until whenever they want to do it. It's crazy.
And then and even then, like this episode is like, like Rie, but then at no point, and he's there with them in the quarry. He's got the big gun pointed at them. Can you imagine if in that moment he was like he hesitated because that might be Rie, but instead he just it's just because it looks cool. Like
he's like, well, the thing is he's contemplating, like he's like, Guy, Raita, Akko, Kaori, I'm gonna save you guys. We know that, bro. We know that. And you don't have any emotional connections with these characters for us to feel like, he cares about them so much. We know they're gonna get out.
Like all of the quote unquote emotional connections that he is supposed to have, these characters happens in the last 10 seconds of every episode where they're like a big happy family because they just won. And there's
for some reason.
It's the most shallow friendship and team I've ever like witnessed to this point. It's crazy.
It's so frustrating. Like, and then like I don't want to speak too much because Noah will want to talk about this a bit more, but and Bobby already talked about this a little. Kaori, I can't believe they did. Like, it makes me honestly so sad. Like, I'm not even. It makes me sad because she's like I was with Bobby. I'm with Bobby. Like, she might be my favorite Jetman, right? Like, because she's so interesting from what we've gotten from her, and she has probably the best episode in the show.
Your only
and then
options,
it's just like
it's the illusion of choice with your quote unquote favorite Jetman, right? Your favorite Jetman is not Akko or Raita. It's just not. You can't because they're not real. That is
true. That is
true.
Not
real.
That's true.
So you have to. Your favorite has to be either Guy, Ryu, or Kaori, and Guy is a rapist, so he's basically as good as not being a real character.
Yes, bro.
And then it's Ryu and Kaori, and Ryu doesn't react to anything. He's not real. He's not a real character. None of these characters are real except for Kaori, and they're actively making her not real.
They're lobotomizing her.
They're lobotomizing her because she just doesn't care either anymore, I guess. So it's like I guess she's the last real character on the team.
She used to be all about
my favorite character about to be the like general lady, and I don't even know her name. I don't even know her name.
True, and she does nothing. She does nothing. Like,
she's not real either.
It's not real.
She's not real either. You have to pick the Vyram. You have to pick the Vyram.
Your favorite character has to be a Vyram.
Holy crap.
And it can't be Renegade because he's not real. Renegade is not real either.
Okay,
so it has to be from 3.
Bro, up until this point, you couldn't make the argument that Gray and Maria weren't really real either. Except, like, before these 2 episodes, like, they did nothing. And then it's like, okay, now these 2 episodes, you could
okay, now,
say they're real.
So
your only choice at that point was Tran up until these. Tran and Kaori were your only choices.
Tran and Kaori were the only real characters.
Oh my gosh!
And now Kaori's Kaori's well on her way out to of being a fake character because of how they're characterizing her here.
Like they married Jander,
That's
bro.
awesome.
Oh my gosh, they married Jander. Oh,
all right, Sebastian, what is your rating?
I'll also give it an 8. But like, because I love so much of it. Like that's the thing. Like Bobby's right. Like this is some of the best Jetman we've gotten, but at the same time, some of the worst. I'm
I think
like,
it
I
helps.
could give it a 7, but I'll give it an 8.
I
but,
think it helps
like-
that none of us, or at least me and Sebastian, already did not like Guy at all. Like, we didn't care for him at
Yes.
all. So it's
I was
like
already a hater.
when they assassinate his character, like, yeah, it's bad because you shouldn't do that. But also, like, I already don't care about this guy.
I already don't care.
So like the good is obviously going to outshine the bad when the worst
Yeah.
thing that happens is Guy getting killed because it's like,
I never had
okay.
a Guy jersey on, so like I don't
True.
care.
Right. All right. I think Sebastian and Bobby have largely talked about the problems with these episodes in general, and you know, we've all discussed like this show. I keep saying it. I'm gonna get a shirt that says it. This show has a weird relationship with its own continuity,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And like on paper, a two-parter that addresses everything that's been going on with Guy, Kaori, Ryu, and Maria, and then also introduces a new interesting Byram subplot should be a home run
Yeah.
based on what we've been asking for on this
Absolutely.
podcast, right? And then to just like completely dash all our hopes by being like, the characters aren't really the characters in this moment.
You're
It's
gonna
disappointing.
realize after this episode that none of the characters are actually real, and this is a psyop.
Yep.
But and also, okay, I'm going to talk about this from a fan perspective, from somebody who like Sebastian has seen this stuff before, largely because he's my brother, and you know I've forced Bobby to watch some of this here and there, but like for the most part, this is not the kind of thing that you guys would ever watch on your own, right? Which is kind of the beauty of this podcast.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the point. That's the name, you know.
Yeah.
Barrier to
Yep.
entry.
But for me, this is like Jetman has been on my list of like toku shows to watch, like because of how
You
people
poor
discuss
summer
it.
child.
This
Because
is
people
quite
are, like-
messed up. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
Like,
This is quite
Because like
sad.
from a historical standpoint, you know, I've talked about it before. This is the show that quote unquote saved Super Sentai, right? And so to like sit here and watch the show kind of Ouroboros itself and like just be like, we're gonna set up all these interesting plot lines and then do nothing about them over and over again. And for people to be like, no, Jetman is high art, unlike that Power Rangers garbage that you like.
Yeah, like it's not. No,
watching
bro.
the same
Sorry.
show.
it's quite
then
messed up, bro. It's actually like
People-
insane.
People love to dog on the Sentai seasons before this because they're not particularly deep or like complex with like characters and all these things, blah 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 blah. And then even a couple shows after this, you know, like the show after this is Kyoryu Sentai Ju Ranger, which is the show that became the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, blah blah. That show is famous for not having particularly deep characters because it's sort of a kid of the week show. Like every week the Sentai goes and they help out a kid. And so those are very like stock standard like good guy characters. I would prefer that at this point to them exploring their own potential of being like set up thing. 12 episodes go by.
Yeah.
Payoff to thing is bad.
It's
Payoff
so-
the thing isn't even a payoff. It's like a
It's
you know
so-
what, we're gonna
yeah.
grab your nuts and twist it for like
It's
liking
so-
these characters and what
Yeah,
we're doing.
it's
with
so
them.
sad because I think the first 3 episodes showed so much promise.
Those
like,
first
honestly,
3 episodes are
those-
real strong.
Mhm.
Those
In
first 3
retrospect.
episodes set such a good tone
And, yeah,
for
literally in retrospect, those are like triple nines right there in the context of
At
this
this
show. Like
point,
that's
yeah.
3 straight nines. And then
Once
it's
we
like,
get to the end of this series, we're gonna have to decide like what ratings we would change or whatever.
Oh,
But like it's so unfortunate because I saw Die Ranger, and Die
I
Ranger,
was just going to talk about Die Ranger.
Die Ranger's
Bobby has no
themes
context
are
for
so
So,
good. The
So,
Die
okay.
Ranger themes are so good.
really quick like rundown for Bobby. Die Ranger is very similar setup where it's like these 5 people come together to, you know, fight an evil, blah blah blah. But each of the 5 main characters are set up with their own mini supporting cast and like plot line. And so every couple episodes, they like dig into like who the characters surrounding the characters are and those relationships. And so every like that show does not have the problem we're having where it's like Raita and Akko do not do anything because every character has their own plot line that builds into the larger plot line over the course of 50 plus episodes. Right?
Even
And
the
it's
Pink
like-
Ranger, who's usually really just the girl character.
And so, like, to watch this show, which I was expecting kind of the same thing of, like, every week we're going to dig into these characters. Because people talk about the show all the time. Like, Jetman is the best. That's real tokusatsu. Blah, 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 blah. I was expecting, like, okay, every week there's going to be plot, or characters or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's not happening. I'm not seeing
And then
the bigger
weeks
picture.
the weeks where we actually get plot, it's like this, where it's like, is it good plot? I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like it's so unfortunate because, when we're watching it, like my jaw drops a lot of the time just because of the ridiculousness of the show. Die Ranger genuinely made my jaw drop because of how good a certain scene was, and it's the Serpentera scenes. No one knows what I'm talking about.
So good.
I don't want to I don't think Bobby's ever going to watch it by himself.
Probably not.
And
Yeah.
Noah probably won't choose another Sentai for his next show or something. But I don't want to spoil it for the listeners because I think they should just watch it by themselves. Serpentera, when you get to the Serpentera moments, it's genuinely amazing. Like I'm not even here to jest or
and
joke.
Not only is it a like visual spectacle, it like ties into the themes of the show and creates
Really
new
well.
issues, right? It feels like in that show, even the silly minor episodes build into something. And on this show, I'm just asking for the plot relevant episodes to tie into themselves.
I think
and like it can maybe be good, and I'll be happy. Like it doesn't even have to be that good, and I'll be like, at least something happened.
I think what we're experiencing right now is that weird, awkward phase for Super Sentai where they are trying to be more long form or whatever. They're trying to focus more on characters, but this is their first time doing it, and so they don't really know what they want to do with the series because at any point we could just be like, hey, this isn't making us enough money, we got to throw it away and we got to start fresh or something. So what we're seeing right now is this really awkward stage of writing episodes per month and then just seeing what happens next. And so we're in that right now. We're experiencing that. Like we're experiencing production problems and writing problems. And I don't mean to sound like a jerk because I am like enjoying my time watching this show. Like I think it's fun. I enjoy it.
The experience of watching the show versus the experience of like thinking about the show are so different. You know what I mean? Like
I enjoy watching it, and I'm not even saying that it's like I don't even think it's really that bad because I've given high scores to a lot of these episodes. I don't think the show's actually that bad. I think it's pretty fun, but there's problems, like very huge problems, and we've been experiencing them for the last 14 episodes. So it's I don't know. It's unfortunate. I like the show, and I think it's actually pretty decent. It's just it's got some glaring issues. I don't know.
I'm gonna give this episode a 7. I have the dissenting opinion.
Ooh,
I think, and I think that's because I'm operating. Unfortunately, I'm operating with a wider context than you guys, which is
of other shows.
Again, the sort of the beauty of this podcast, of the idea of like watching a show with two people who don't know much about it. Yeah.
So what is that? That puts it at a 23.
Yeah.
Where does that place it on the episode rank?
I don't know. I gotta redo the averages and stuff like that. It's one of our higher rated episodes on average.
Mm-hmm.
We have still not. The only episodes we've collectively given 8s, the three of us, are episode 6 and episode 4. So.
Wow.
Nice.
If nobody else has anything else to say, we can wrap it up here.
I think we definitely beat a dead horse with this
one. I think we genuinely did.
Thank you so much for sitting through this long one. This is a long one. I kind of knew it was going to be. This felt like sort of a turning point in the season. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're listening on a podcast platform, go ahead and drop us a follow. You can find us at bar2entry, the number 2, on Instagram and TikTok. It'll also be linked down below. Bobby, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
I have a YouTube channel, Gene Shorts. New episodes or new videos, usually once a month, maybe sometimes 2 if I'm feeling frisky. So yeah, check out Gene Shorts.
Sebastian, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
What do you think, Noah? What do you think?
Look, man, I'm just double checking. All right.
Onion ring.
You can find Bobby's channel linked in our description. You can also find my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel, linked down there. New video was out this last week. By the time this video comes out, it'll have been a week or 2. Not a lot of people watched it. Weird.
What? No.
Bro.
Yeah, I don't know. It was whatever algorithm moment. I think. Truly. Hopefully by the time this drops, I'll be in production on another video. It'll probably be another week or two before that one comes out.
Yo.
We'll see. Otherwise, thanks for watching or listening, and goodbye.
Bye bye.